Hello and welcome back. If you're considering raising chickens or want to learn how to choose the right breed for your family, there are 6 important traits you need to know. Today, we're going to explore those together. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on valuable insights about homesteading and the real-life experiences I've gained along the way. Alright, trait number 1 is bird size. So different breeds are different sizes, like say Rhode Island Red is usually 7 pounds on a hen, and this directly correlates to building your chicken coop because the nesting boxes need to be the proper size for the breed or breeds you have. If you're considering certain chicken breeds, you need to determine how big your coop needs to be and how large the nesting boxes should be. This is a very important factor. Trait number 2 is roosting height. Different chicken breeds roost at different heights, so when building your coop, you need to know how high your chickens prefer to roost. The breeds we're choosing, which I'll discuss at the end of the video, have similar roosting heights, so we can design the roosting bars within a suitable range, ensuring that the chickens feel comfortable, not too low and not too high. So when selecting your chicken breeds, make sure to consider their preferred roosting height. Trait number 3 is very important to me because I have young children, and that is the temperament of the chickens. Some chickens are aggressive, some are hyperactive, running around like crazy, while others are docile and more easygoing. Some chickens are naturally docile, some enjoy being held, and the breeds I'm going to choose are ones that children can easily interact with and take care of. These chicken breeds are very gentle by nature, so they will let you pick them up, hold them, pet them, and they won't panic or run away. I know that my neighbor has many different chicken breeds, and she raised them all from baby chicks just like we will. She talked to them and held them all the time when they were young, and because of that early care, even her more hyperactive breeds are now fairly docile. That's something to consider as well. But for us, especially with our little one who is only 2.5 years old, we are going to choose chickens with a calm and gentle temperament. A big consideration for beginners is handling broody hens. A broody bird is a hen that wants to sit on her eggs to hatch them. In my opinion, if you're a beginner, inexperienced, or just getting back into raising chickens like I am, then you should choose a non-setter breed, meaning a chicken that doesn't have the instinct to hatch its eggs. There are many different breeds, and the 2 that we're choosing are both non-setters, meaning they have no interest in brooding. Point number 5 is whether you want a dual-purpose bird, which means a chicken that is good for both egg production and meat. This depends on your purpose. For us, we just want hens for egg laying. Hens are not just for laying eggs, they are also pets and help produce a good amount of manure for our garden, which is very important to us. Here is the nesting box in our chicken coop. Right now, it's full of tools, but this gives me an opportunity to talk about the final trait, trait number 6, which is how good of an egg producer your chickens are. If your main reason for raising hens is egg production, then you need to research the best egg-laying breeds. Not all chickens that lay uniquely colored eggs, such as blue eggs, green-tinted eggs, or brown eggs, are necessarily great layers. However, the breeds we're going to discuss and choose are all excellent layers. That means they can lay between 200 to 300 eggs per year. Some may lay slightly more, some slightly less, but in general, 200 to 280 eggs per year is a high number. If you have 8 hens, and they are all good layers, you will end up with a huge supply of eggs, enough for your household and possibly even to sell. I still remember from my childhood when my family raised chickens. My dad was very careful when selecting the breeds because he had the same goal we do now. He wanted great egg layers with a calm temperament, suitable for kids. Now, I need to do the same for my children. I will include 2 websites below, where you can find a list of chicken breeds along with their important characteristics. Each site presents the information a bit differently, so I cross-referenced both sources to ensure I got the most accurate selection. I cross-referenced information between the 2 sources, and these are the 2 best websites I found. Now, let's talk about the chicken breeds I chose and why I chose them. I will discuss 5 different breeds, starting with 3 that we did not choose, followed by the 2 that we did. These breeds are not very similar, but they are all quite popular. So, you need to understand the key characteristics of each breed to determine if they are suitable for you. Interestingly, my neighbor has all of these breeds and even a few more. The first breed I want to talk about is the Buff Orpington. Buff Orpingtons are large chickens, with hens weighing about 8 pounds, 3.6 kilograms. I will only mention the weight of the hens because we don't plan to keep roosters. However, if you do, keep in mind that they will be slightly larger. One trait I don't like about Buff Orpingtons is that they tend to go broody very often. If you are a beginner, I would not recommend this breed because you'll have to deal with their frequent broodiness. Additionally, Buff Orpingtons are very heat and cold tolerant. In fact, all the breeds I'm discussing have good tolerance to hot and cold weather, which is crucial for our location in East Texas. In the winter, temperatures can drop to around 20 degrees Fahrenheit, -6 degrees Celsius, although there aren't many days that cold. However, in the summer, it gets extremely hot. Last summer, we had over a month of consecutive days reaching 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 to 38 degrees Celsius. So, when selecting a chicken breed, you should also consider their ability to adapt to your climate. When choosing a chicken breed, you can also consider this as point number 7, which is whether or not the bird can adapt to your climate. Buff Orpingtons are also great egg layers, producing between 200 and 280 eggs per year, making them an excellent choice if you want chickens for egg production. They have a roosting height of 2 to 4 feet, 60 to 120 centimeters, so keep that in mind when considering this breed. There are 2 more things to know about Buff Orpingtons. 1. If you're looking for a bantam breed, a smaller version of the same chicken, bantam Buff Orpingtons lay fewer eggs compared to the standard-sized Buff Orpingtons. Some bantam breeds of other chickens maintain the same egg production as their larger counterparts, but bantam Buff Orpingtons do not lay as many eggs. 2. Buff Orpingtons are also a good dual-purpose breed, meaning they're great for both egg production and meat. Now, let's talk about Leghorns. Most people are familiar with the white Leghorn. Many people love this breed because they are excellent egg layers, producing 220 to 300 eggs per year, which is a very high yield. Leghorns are a smaller breed, with hens weighing around 4.5 to 5 pounds, 2 to 2.3 kilograms. They are not broody at all, which is great if you don't want to deal with hens trying to hatch eggs. White Leghorns are highly heat tolerant and can also handle the cold, making them well suited for Texas climate. However, they are extremely active birds, so if you want to raise Leghorns, you'll need a fairly large run to give them enough space to move around. Next on the list are red sex lynx or golden comets. In Texas, they are commonly called red sex lynx, but in other parts of the South, they are known as golden comets or comets. These chickens are good layers, producing around. They lay between 200 and 280 eggs per year, which is a pretty good production. However, they are not very friendly. My neighbor has a few of them, and some are okay, but overall, they are very hyperactive birds and tend to run away when people approach. Since I have young children, I am not going to have golden comets or red sex lynx in my flock. Golden comets and red sex lynx are also dual-purpose birds, meaning they are both good egg layers and have good meat quality. Additionally, they are not broody at all, which is convenient if you don't want to deal with hens going broody. So, while they are not friendly, they are also not broody, which is a bit unusual, but that's just how they are. They are also very heat and cold tolerant and have a roosting height of 2 to 4 feet, 60 to 120 centimeters. Now, let's talk about the 2 breeds we are going to raise. These are also the 2 breeds I grew up with. I'll talk about them as I check out my garden. Oh man, I have a lot of work to do here. Weeds are growing like crazy. Who knew weeds could grow this fast in winter? But hey, this is Texas, right? I need to get this cleaned up. I also have to prune my pear tree and raspberry bushes. Yikes. These 2 breeds are both very heat and cold tolerant. They lay a ton of eggs, about 200 to 280 eggs per year. They are not broody, very friendly, and have a roosting height of 2 to 4 feet, 60 to 120 centimeters. The only difference between these 2 breeds is, Barred Rock, also known as Plymouth Rock, depending on the region. Rhode Island Reds are slightly smaller, weighing about 6 to 6.5 pounds, 2.7 to 3 kilograms. Barred Rocks weigh around 7 pounds, 3.2 kilograms, and some can get a little bigger, up to 7.5 pounds, 3.4 kilograms. These are two amazing breeds, the special breeds that we are going to raise. They are also some of the most popular chicken breeds. I chose them because I want black check mark chickens that are friendly around kids, black check mark chickens that lay a lot of eggs, black check mark chickens that are not broody, and these are the two perfect breeds for us. If you are also looking for these characteristics in your chickens, get these two breeds. We are going to start with a flock of about 8 chickens, and these two breeds will be our main choice. So, if you are looking for the same traits as we are, consider raising Rhode Island Reds and Barred Rocks. I believe you will be very happy with them, just as we were growing up with them. Also, I want to recommend our video on raising baby chicks. There are 5 important things you need to know to set up a successful brooder, so make sure to check that video out. And don't forget to stay tuned for our upcoming videos on building a chicken coop, setting up a chicken run, and much more exciting content.